Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to get something up on the channel really because it's been a few days since I have been busy doing the masks and dealing with the heat. But I have gotten back into Predator in a big way, and it's probably Prey's fault. Not that that's what I'm obsessed with, it's back to the original for me, because I was just talking about Prey to my girlfriend who hasn't seen it yet and thinking I might watch it with her at some point, but then said to her we should probably watch the original first, and she said, well, I don't think I've seen the original. I was like, what? Doing that now? So yeah, we watched Predator and she really liked it. She gave it an 8.5 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. I thought, it's pretty, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10, whatever, but fine. 8.5 out of 10, I'll take that. But it's just the original Predator, man, the Jungle Hunter. I love it. And I have the Hot Toys figure here. I just did the mod where you tie the elastic band around the top of the dreads and pour boiling water over them and then put them in ice cold water to make them lay more flat, and it looks like it's definitely had the desired effect. But I absolutely love this figure, and I was looking around on eBay just to see if there was any other Predators going for a good price. There isn't. They're all really expensive. But the only ones I really like the look of is the original Predator 2, the Wolf, and the Elder. That's about it. And the new one from Prey, I like the feral Predator look, and I'm hoping Hot Toys make that Predator and I'll get it eventually and add it to the Predator collection. But it's not a very big Predator collection, but like I say, those are the ones I like. I never really did like the AVP, the first AVP Predators. They were too big and bulky, and they, scaled him back to his more kind of slender, athletic looking self in the Wolf in Requiem, but you just can't beat the original. Folks, I'm just going to mention I shot a lot of this. I wanted to do it all in one take, and then I kept thinking of other things I wanted to mention, then I'd shoot another bit and another bit. So if I do repeat myself or seem like I'm mentioning the same thing twice, it's because I shot a bunch of extra stuff and I'm just chucking that all in the big bit that I filmed. So apologies for a bit of the structure of this video, but just because I've been filming things after the fact that I remembered to mention, like the Biomask and the length of the dreads and stuff like that. So when I was looking on eBay, I saw a loose body for the Hot Toys Classic Predator. Just the body, it has the netting on it, and it does still have the armor on the legs, but it's just the body, no head, no top armor and all that stuff. But I kept looking at it for a few days thinking, should I get it? Should I risk it? Is all this armor going to go on the Hot Toys Classic body? Because that one's a bit beefier. Will it fit? Will the head be in scale? Will the head go on the joint? But it is the Hot Toys Classic body that I've got coming. And I've been looking on YouTube and the internet like crazy, trying to see if anyone ever tried to put this head on the Hot Toys Classic body. And I couldn't find it. And don't know if anyone's done it. So I will be doing that, and I will basically be taking everything off this original Jungle Hunter and putting it on the Classic Predator body. The only reason for that is that arm. It's always been that arm. Just the kind of, I even tied a little leather strap around the elbow just to kind of conceal how narrow it gets there. It just kind of ruins the realistic look. But I've always loved this figure, I always will. I love the body. I don't mind the more kind of slim look of the actual torso. It's just that arm that bugs me. If that was a bit more kind of just hidden by armor, or a bit more seamless, or just a bit beefier, I think it would be absolutely perfect. But it's just a big experiment I'm going to do, and I'll show you on the channel obviously once I get this body. It's coming from Australia. Now I'm hoping that this Biomask, the one that came with this figure, looks a bit more in proportion on the classic body, which is obviously a bit bigger and a bit bulkier, a bit beefier. So I think that should work better. Obviously it's still going to be on this same head sculpt, so there's no issues there. It's literally just a matter of, will this head sculpt connect onto the classic neck? So signs are good, it's looking good. I mean, I'm trying, guys, like I did with the 1978 Myers, to make the perfect 87, the perfect Jungle Hunter 1/6 scale figure from the original movie. And with this figure here, I have everything I need to achieve that. I just want to make his body a little bit more pleasing to the eye, and like I said, it's really just this arm. If it wasn't for this arm, I would be 100% satisfied. But the only thing is, because it's the older body, when you stand him next to the rest of the more recent Predators, there is a bit of a size difference. He is a little bit smaller than the others, so it will solve that problem as well. But yeah, it's a great Biomask, and I hope that the swapping of all the parts makes it look more in scale, because I really want to use it. You just can't go wrong with the original one that Hot Toys did as far as the likeness to the original Predator. It's absolutely perfect on this one. So I'm just hoping it connects onto the neck of the classic quite easily. And I was told on Facebook by someone who was very helpful on 16 Republic that all of this Jungle Hunter armor will go easily onto the classic body, so that has been confirmed already, so that's good. Now some of you might be thinking, why don't you just use the armor from the classic? I don't know if every single little detail as far as the sculpt is the same on the classic one, but regardless of that, the weathering on the original Jungle Hunter here is 10 times better. It's just so much more to it. It's really, really nicely done. Just awesome. Like the wash that he did on it. There's quite a few washes. It looks like it's just built up nicely. But really, really love the weathering on it. And I'm not too sure if you can do this on the classic one. I forget, I'd have to check. But yeah, this opens up into his med kit that he used to heal himself, patch himself up in that original film. And yeah, it should all work out nicely, hopefully. I'm hoping. If not, I'll just put him back to the way he was here. But I just don't want to see that arm anymore. Maybe I can take the arm off the classic and somehow get it on this one. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But I've just been so into this figure over the last few days. I've just been taking it with me throughout the house. It's been in my bedroom. And I was just looking on Google because I wanted to see about this situation here with the original Jungle Hunter's hands and how the kind of glove bit that comes around here is black. Well, on the classic figure, I'm pretty sure it's brown. I wanted to know which one was, which one was accurate to the 1987 film. I'm going to assume it's obviously what Hot Toys have done here with the Jungle Hunter, because they would have done their research. Not that they always get it right, but the best I could find was this view, where it did look black, but it was always showing the open palm kind of thing, where he's roaring at Arnie before the big fight. I'd have to go check the Blu-ray, because obviously when he's cleaning the skulls and collecting his trophies, you get a good look at the hands when he's fixing himself. I found a picture that I've never seen before. I'll flash it up on the screen now, and it made me look at the dreadlocks, thinking, are the dreadlocks on this Jungle Hunter long enough to be accurate? Very nearly from the picture I'm showing you on the screen, where he's coming out of the water there and he's just kind of chilling by the rock. Seems like they should come to about where this joint is, right here, so they're a little bit off, but yeah, the dreadlocks close enough, and especially since I've done the dread mod to make them more full flat, and to give them a nice bit of extra length as well. Yeah, they look long enough to me. Well, it did make me, I remember this from back in the day when I first owned this. I sold it and then got it back, but this whole face section of the Biomask should be widened slightly, and if I heat it up and then just kind of press it apart and then put it in cold water, maybe I can achieve that. I think maybe some folks have done it in the past, but then it may not necessarily fit back on his face anymore, because with this one you put in the closed mandibles and you just press it on over his whole complete face, whereas with the more recent ones there's always like a kind of mandible kind of connection here in place. So it's different, but it's all stuff that I'm gonna be trying out, so it should be fun. Oh, and in case you noticed, yes, one of these hands is not actually his Jungle Hunter hand, because he didn't have a hand that could hold onto the skull in this hand rather than this one. That's the only option with the Jungle Hunter hands, is to have it in his right arm. I really wanted it in this one so that I could mess around with this one and do kind of cool coming for you poses. Look what I did to your buddy. Such a good pick. Oh man, it's such a good figure. It's brilliant because, I mean, obviously it's the original Jungle Hunter, but it just reminds me of those 90s Dark Horse Comics Predator stuff, and I got loads of them up there. My favorite being Big Game. Is just amazing artwork, but it really just does look like the original terrifying alien from outer space that just will hunt you down and rip out your spine, your skull. It's gross, but that's what he does. That's his thing. That's what he's into. I'm not here to judge, but that looks absolutely amazing. I am going to miss the articulation. That is true. You know, you do not have a double bend elbow like you do here with these more recent Predator figures. The classic figure does not have a double bend, so you cannot get the kind of really cool poses that I've always been able to do. With this one, and obviously with the crunch here in his midsection, that's really handy for aggressive stuff. You know, lean him in, get the fist with the blade coming at you, tilt the head up so he's looking at you but leaning in, kind of walking at you. It's amazing. The posability with this one is just fantastic. I will miss that. It's, like I say, it's just an experiment. If I miss the articulation that much and I don't really like the way it looks, once it's all on the classic, I'll have to go back to this again. We'll see. But yeah. Gosh. Does it really? I mean, if you bend the elbow, if you pose him in a pose like that, then the arm issue disappears completely. Now the arm looks absolutely fine. Am I doing the right thing? It's too late. I've already bought the body. I could build my own Predator from scratch, you know, using the classic body. I've always liked the idea of making my own Predator with my own kind of color scheme, like maybe based on a Black Widow, like a black and red Predator. That might be a bit weird, but maybe a Wasp kind of look as well, like black and yellow is cool. But yeah, just like taking different biomasks and maybe getting a custom biomask made and just splashing together different pieces of armor and skulls and spines and trophies and weapons and stuff, and just making your own Predator. So there's all kinds of possibilities. Looking at how good this looks right now, I'm kind of afraid to ever mess with it, but it can all be put back together again. I don't know how the chest armor disconnects though. I was looking for some kind of point where when the time comes to take this off, there's an easy way to do it. I don't know how you're going to do that. There's nothing I can find on the internet about removing this from this particular figure, but apparently it was easy to do, according to the helpful dude on Facebook. So we'll see. I'll try not to break anything, that's for sure. And look out for the Predator experiment video coming up soon. That should be a really interesting one. I'll give you a heads up on Instagram once I receive the classic body. We can begin swapping parts around. And we've got something really cool coming from Caustic Plastic to review. Their next 1/6 scale figure, who shall probably end up on that top shelf up there. And yeah, man, it's going to be cool. Got some good stuff coming to the channel. Going to bring some cool videos over the next couple of weeks. And drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at DNightFury. See you soon, take it easy, bye bye.